Hi there. In this video, you'll learn how to upload your GSTR1 using the Returns Offline tool that's officially released by GST Network some time ago. First, you need to download this utility. It works only on Windows, so it doesn't work on Mac. So you need to first go to this URL gst.gov.in, download returns, and click on this download button. Once you download the zip file, you extract it into a folder, and the folder looks somewhat like this. Okay, and you click on this GST Offline tool application to install your offline tool utility, and you can create a shortcut on your desktop. So once this GST Offline tool utility is installed on your machine, you can install the shortcut on your desktop or whatever is comfortable for you, and you'll get something like this. Okay, now double click on the offline tool utility, and it takes some time to load, and then after loading, this is the feature we're going to use to upload the return. So you can upload your new invoice for the return by clicking on the new button here. Okay, let's click on new, and here's where you give the GSTN, your GSTN, the financial year, the period, the aggregate turnover of preceding financial, and the aggregate turnover for the quarter preceding July 1st. Let's go ahead and give these details. Let's give sample GSTN. Let's say you're filing the return for the month of July, and let's say the aggregate turnover for your last year is 50 lakhs, and for the quarter preceding July 1st is, let's say, 15 lakhs, and click on proceed. Now I already have some data in this, how you upload this data is, there are multiple ways to do it. One is you can go ahead and you can add the invoices one by one here, or much better, GSTN has also provided an Excel sheet wherein you can keep compiling your invoices beforehand, and when you're ready you can upload all of them once into this offline utility tool. So let's now take a brief look at the sample Excel sheet that GSTN has provided us, wherein we can compile our invoices. So this Excel sheet is available in the same folder which you have downloaded. This is the Excel sheet. Okay, double click on that and it opens a sheet like this. The Excel sheet has multiple sections. The first sheet has B2B, so here's where you upload your business to business invoices. Then you have business to consumer large. Here's where you upload your invoices where you are making an interstate transaction and the value of the invoice is more than 2,50,000 rupees. The next sheet is business to consumer small. Then credit note issued to registered suppliers. Then credit note issued to unregistered suppliers. Then you have the exports tab, any advance payments you have received, any adjustments you've made against the previous advances you have received, any exempt supplies you made, then a summary of your supplies by HSN code, and the documents, most probably the invoices that you have issued in this month, the serial ranges, etc. So let's take briefly look at what we have entered here. So in this B2B sheet, you first give the GSTN of the recipient, the invoice number, invoice date, invoice value, place of supply, whether this supply tracks reverse charge, the invoice type, whether this supply is being made through an e-commerce operator, the rate of the supply, and the taxable value. That's all you need to give. Very self-explanatory. Similarly, you have business to consumer large. Since it's a B2C transaction and the consumer does not have GSTN, you will not have that column here. Other than that, it's pretty much similar. You have the invoice number, invoice date, invoice value, place of supply, rate, taxable value. Then business to consumer small, where you will need not give details. invoice at invoice level, but you will be giving details per state per rate. So what are all the supplies you made in Tamil Nadu at 18%? If you made 5% supplies to Tamil Nadu, then you'll have one more row. Okay. OE here, the type means other than e-commerce. Okay. So in case you mention it as not OE, then you need to provide the GSTN of the e-commerce operator through whom you made the supply. Then you give the details of your credit note here for unregistered details, and then give the details of your exports. Exports can be two types: without pay, wherein you execute the LUT, and with pay, wherein you pay the IGST first and seek refund later. So you give the details of your exports here: invoice number, invoice date, invoice value, the port code, shipping bill number, taxable value, rate, etc. This sheet you give any advance taxes you've received. Any X sheet is about any adjustments you made. This sheet talks about exemptions, any exempted supplies you made, and this sheet talks about your supplies by HSN code. So in this example, I'm just supplying copper, where the quantity code is metric tons, and these are the values. Okay. And the document sheet talks about all the invoices you have issued. For example, in this month, B2B invoices I have issued from serial number 5000 to 5003, B2C large from 10001 to 10004. So this is what I mentioned here: 5000 to 5003, 4 invoices, 10001, 10004, 4 invoices, etc. So once you prepare the sheet, this sheet is completely offline. You can upload up to 19,000 rows per sheet. All you need to do is go to your offline utility, and instead of entering line by line, you say import files, import Excel, and you choose the Excel sheet, and GSTN will work on the data. Okay, here we're getting a warning because I've already uploaded these invoices, but in case you're uploading them for the first time, you will not be getting this warning. So what this also means that once you upload the invoices using these tools into your offline utility, you can keep redoing it. I mean, you can make some additions, some subtractions, and the tool is smart enough to remove rows or add rows appropriately. So since in our case we've just duplicated the entries again, so it is just saying there are some duplicate invoices involved. So you use it the whichever way you want to use it. So once you've uploaded it, you can view the summary of the invoices you've uploaded. For example, B2B invoices I've uploaded 4, and these are the taxes amounts involved. Once you're happy with your uploads, you need to generate a file, a JSON file, JavaScript object notation file. So click on generate file and then save the file. And all you need to do is upload this file into the GST network. So to do that, go to GSTN. To do that, go to GSTN, log in using your credentials. Go to the returns dashboard, choose the month, and instead of clicking prepare online, click on prepare offline. Choose the file that you've just downloaded in the previous step and then upload it. So once you upload the file, process is submitted, and the GSTN will check for the validity of the file and the validity of the entries, and then you can keep monitoring the progress here. Currently it is in received but pending stage, but it will move to a completed stage later. And once it's moved into a completed stage, you will find that all the rows that you have uploaded using the offline utility are now available on the GSTN network live. Okay. In case any errors are generated, it will generate an error file. You can download them into your offline utility and then correct the mistakes that are there. Okay, so this is a brief way of showing you how to use the GSTN offline utility to upload GSTR1 onto GST network. I hope this video is useful for you. If you have any doubts, please leave on the comments below.